and welcome to Wildly Curious, where the questions are unhinged, the science is real, and honestly, we're just getting started. I'm Laura.
And I'm Katie. And...
Ever wonder why a bat might glow? Or how frogs made it to space long ago? Dinosaurs trained for delivery runs. We're asking the questions, the weird ones. Wildly curious, where science gets strange and kinda hilarious. For nature's wonders to ancient funk, it's facts and fun rolled into one big chunk. Wildly curious, we're just wonderful. Come join the fuss.
Hey everybody, it's me, Laura, and it's really weird to be here without Katie. Bear with me as I fly solo. I apparently have a tickle in my throat. We're going to continue on with our mini-sodes, talking about where birds' names come from. So let's talk about chickadees and titmice, which are some of my most favorite birds. I remember taking one of those Cornell bird quizzes about which bird personality are you, and I got chickadee, so they're like very near and dear to my heart. I actually have a cool painting that was commissioned for me and my husband that's a chickadee and a great horned owl, because that's the two birds that we got. That's pretty cool. I wanted to start with just a little bit of natural history, and then we'll dive into what does their name actually mean. So these two little birds, chickadees and titmice, are pretty familiar. We've seen them in our backyard all the time. Chickadees, at least around here on the East Coast, we have mostly black-capped or Carolina chickadees. They're little tiny chubby birds, little black caps on their head, white. And then the titmice, the tufted titmouse is what lives around me. It's gray and has a little crest on its head. But they're feeders year-round. There are also birds whose names sound almost cartoonishly cute because of just the way they are. But the story behind these names are actually linguistic accidents, sound imitations, and just a few hundred years of English evolving. So let's start with the bird that actually named itself, the chickadee. Like I said, quick natural history facts. Chickadees are small songbirds in the Paridae family. There are 7 species of them, and they're pretty common across North America in a variety of habitats, including parks, forests, thickets, and just suburban areas and backyards. They're known for being curious and bold, frequent visitors to bird feeders. They're extremely vocal, and they have incredible memories. Some really cool studies have been done you guys should check out. In the fall, their brains actually increase in size up to 30% so that they can remember where they cache 80,000 seeds. And so not only do they talk a lot, they have great memories. And so, speaking of their calls, that's kind of lead us into this linguistic where their name came from thing. So their calls are actually quite complex communication systems. Their famous chick-a-dee-dee-dee-dee call can vary depending on context, and according to American Scientist, the magazine, the call is one of the most complex signaling systems documented in non-human animal species, which is pretty cool. Chickadees change the number of D notes, so like D, 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 or just D, D, depending on the threat level. So they can talk to each other. Bird calls and songs are different. Calls are more for telling each other short messages, territory, danger, things like that, whereas songs are more for breeding. The chickadee, that's a call. So if they see some kind of threat level or a predator, they're going to make that noise. And the more Ds, typically the greater the danger.
That's what she said. That's what she said. Sorry, I had to hop in here for 1 second just to get it out. I'm editing it, and I couldn't help it. All right, back to Laura.
They also can use that chickadee sound as an all clear, because sometimes they also will make like a seet sound, like really shrill and short if something is approaching very quickly and they don't have time to make a longer call. All the birds just freeze, and then when they hear a chickadee, it's like all clear and they can move around. So they have this awesome little complex signaling system. So the name chickadee is just based on what they say. They essentially name themselves through the sound that they make. So it's pretty straightforward. Now, titmice, on the other hand, that's a little more confusing. So titmice are also part of the Paridae family, closely related to chickadees. They're very similar. There's 5 species, all found in North America, same as the chickadees. And they're small, active birds that are seen, again, in the same habitats as chickadees. You're going to be seeing them in mixed flocks a lot of times. They're known for their energetic movements, the little crests on their heads, and their curious personalities. They're very sassy little birds. They will definitely tell you off for being too close to them. And like chickadees, they're very social and vocal. So how did they get their name? Well, titmouse, although it sounds pretty strange to us today, it's a little bit misleading because the mouse part actually has nothing to do with the animal. The original Old English form of the name was mace. And of course, I don't speak Old English. I don't even speak Middle English with all the inflections that I'm sure it entails. So forgive me as I butcher Old and Middle English. But mace was Old English, turned into mose, which was Middle English. And the word mace just meant small bird. So they would often call just any small bird mace, or even just titmice. The word mace or mose probably came from ancient Greek roots, meaning small or less. And you'll hear that word today used a lot. That word was mikros, like micro, microscope, small, things like microorganisms. So micro, mikros, mace, mose, small. People start associating it with the familiar word, though, mouse, because mice are also small. And so that kind of just caught on, and English just changes. As time passes and different dialects and different areas and things like that, it just changes over time, especially because we're talking Old English was in Europe, and then titmice are here in North America. So language, of course, there was so many different languages coming over here with different inflections, and so those words are changing. So titmice gradually became titmouse, just meaning little bird. So not a very deep meaning name, but definitely you can see where it comes from. And fun fact, a real nerdy etymology thing, because the word originally ended with mace, the technical correct plural is titmouses. But that'd be a really weird thing to say, and it doesn't sound right to most of us, so we say titmice, which is also grammatically correct according to the dictionary. So you can say either one, and just, actually, it's titmouses. So both of these names show how language evolves over time. Chickadees got their names just from the sounds that they make, and people were like, that's cute, let's just call them what they say. Titmice got their name from the old word for just small bird, and that slowly morphed into something that sounds like it involves mice. Sometimes bird names are scientific, sometimes they honor people, and sometimes they're just what the bird sounded like to someone hundreds of years ago. So not that deep, but pretty cool fun facts. All right, guys, I know that's a short one, but that's all I have for you today. We're going to do a couple more of these Where Did the Bird Name Come From? And then we're going to move on to our next season. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Ever wonder why a bat might glow? Or how frogs made it to space long ago? Dinosaurs trained for delivery runs. We're asking the questions, the weird ones.